Hi everyone. Today we're up to the fourth church, the church at Thyatira. And if you've watched the spot that's called Kids, Get Ready for Church, then you'll already be thinking about ways that we can remember the 7 churches in order, because that's the challenge for this week. One of these things is not like the other. One of these things doesn't belong. Can you tell which thing is not like the other by the time I finish my song? Do you remember that one from Sesame Street? I've got 4 things that I'm revealing to you now. There's a chopstick and a sock and an ear and a mouth. Which one's different? It's the mouth, because the other ones come in pairs, don't they? 2 chopsticks, 2 ears, 2 socks, but only 1 mouth. Maybe you said the chopsticks because they don't go on the body. Anyway, today we're looking at the difference that Jesus makes to the way we live. As we follow him, we will be different. It's not just what we believe in our heads, but it's the way we live our lives as well. I want to tell you about a girl called Sally who hated school. She hated it, and the reason she hated it was because of Sam. Sam was one of those kids that whenever he walked past, he'd knock over your drink bottle on purpose, and he always told lies about people to get them into trouble. And if there was a fight, Sam was right there in the middle. The worst thing was Sally had pigtails, and he'd always pull her pigtails when he went past. And she hated school. It was all because of Sam. But the year finished and they had 6 weeks of holidays without Sam. Not long before school went back, but she was okay about going back because Sam was going to go into a different class. But disaster, he walked into her classroom and sat down in the desk in front. He turned around and smiled at Sally. This was going to be the worst year ever. Didn't take long though before Sally knew that Sam was different. For a start, Sally made it all the way to recess without getting hurt. In fact, Sam had been quite kind to her. He'd even lent her his new pencils. And no boy had ever lent her pencils before. And then when the bell went for recess, all the other boys would race down to see who could get first down to the cricket pitch. But Sam remained behind to look after a little kindy kid who'd got lost, didn't know where to go. Something was very strange. Sam was different. When they came back in from recess and were lining up, a boy at the back of the line pushed Sam and pushed him hard. And Sam fell down and hurt himself, and that made Sam really angry. Sally knew what was going to happen, and of course it did. Sam pushed the boy back, and he fell down hard and hurt himself, and he began to cry. But then something amazing happened. Sam helped the boy up, and then he said sorry. Everyone who saw it was so shocked. When the teacher arrived back, she was shocked to see what was happening, but she was even more shocked because Sam put up his hand to say that it was his fault. He'd done it. He really was changed, and Sally was curious to find out why. Do you know why? Because in the holidays he'd gone to a camp and he told her he'd learned about Jesus. Jesus, the King of the world, Jesus strong and kind. And he'd learned about Jesus dying on a cross so that all the things that he'd done wrong could be forgiven. And he became a Jesus follower. He became a Christian. He wanted to follow Jesus. Sally asked if Jesus pushed people when they pushed him, and Sam hung his head and said, no, Jesus would not like that Sam had pushed the boy back. That's why he helped him up and said sorry. Sam was not perfect, but he was different. I was talking to Jessie Nichols yesterday and I said, how do you want your girls to be different? She said, I want them to speak differently, to not say things like, oh my God, and to say kind words, not to swear, to have words that are different, because words have power. She said, at school, I want them to include other people. I don't want them just to think they should hang out with their special friends or the most popular people. I want them to be looking around to see if there's people who are shy or lonely or just a bit different and not included. I want my girls to include. Let's pray this year that we'll be different from the people around us because we're followers of Jesus, strong and kind.